You're watching The American on ESPN. Welcome into Dallas, Texas. The North Texas Mean Green have made the short 40-minute trip up 35E to take on the SMU Mustangs at Moody Coliseum. Great to have you with us courtside. I'm John Liddle alongside former college coach Brian Burton. Great to have you with us as well. And both these teams have had season-rousing wins lately, but I don't think many games on the schedule mean more to these two teams than going up against each other.
Yeah, there's nothing like a rival game, especially when it's this close in proximity. So much familiarity between players, between coaches, styles of play. Can't wait to see how this one's going to go.
Well, a lot of players on both teams are playing well, but let's talk about Desiree Colonel on the side of the North Texas Mean Green. She came over with Jason Burton from Commerce, and she has been incredible.
Yeah, the best season of her career. She has now won 95 games in her career with Coach Burton. Last time they were here last year with Commerce, they did not win. Desiree's the type of competitor that will remember that exact thing. She's probably watched the game, and she's told her teammates she'll be ready to play. She will be the engine that drives this team in this.
All right, give me the T on Tierra Young, because she is playing out of her mind right now. 70 points over her last two games.
Yeah, unbelievable, averaging 35 in 2 games. She had a 15 rebound game, a career high. She also had a SMU record of 24 free throw attempts against Memphis. She does it all for this team. Coach Wilson said it's not the Tierra Young show. They will need help. But boy, has she been putting on a show anyway.
And for the second time this year, she is the player of the week in the conference. Brian, what are the keys to the game for tonight?
Yeah, for UNT, they must stop the player of the week and contain Tierra Young. They may not keep her scoreless. That may be impossible, but they need to slow her down. They must limit turnovers and execute versus the zone defenses that SMU may play. They struggled a little bit against that against Wichita State, and they come back from 18 down. Meanwhile, SMU must own the paint on both ends, both offensively and defensively, and they must win the war on the boards.
Keys to the game brought to you by Sewell, obsessed with service since 1911. Third member of our crew is Breanna Sorensen. Why is this game so big, Breanna?
That's right. Well, these two teams are so used to playing each other. In fact, North Texas hasn't played any team more than they've played SMU. The Mean Green are looking to do something tonight that they haven't done since 1989, and that's to beat SMU in Moody Coliseum. That's right. In the last 17 attempts, North Texas has not been able to beat SMU on the road. I asked Coach Burton if this is something he'll tell the team, and he said absolutely, whatever adds more fuel to the fire. So I think this one is going to be a feisty one here tonight, John and Brian.
Oh, it is exciting. Thanks so much, Bree. Jamaria Duncan and Tamisha Lampkin. The inside-out game is awesome, and Desiree Colonel hits the cutting Shamaria Duncan for the first two.
Naturally, SMU's been kind of the big sister in this relationship because they've been at the higher level conference. Now they're both in the same conference, so it changes the dynamic. And another high-low pass, the second assist for Desiree Colonel.
Duncan had an off game last time out against her former team, Wichita State. Desiree Colonel, they want her to shoot more threes, and she's doing it. What a start for Desiree Colonel in the Mean Green, up 7-0.
Yeah, UNT's done a good job of taking away the paint so far.
Mallard hits a three. Jalen Mallard makes it 10-0 as she comes off the bench. And the North Texas Mean Green are out to a hot start in Dallas.
6:39 left in the first quarter. North Texas leads 10-0 over SMU. And I spoke to Coach Burton, and he said the big challenge that North Texas will face tonight is guarding Tierra Young. He said she's a scoring machine. She can score from anywhere on the floor. She's a player that they can't just play one-on-one. Other players on the team will have to be able to step in and help out. He said the game plan tonight is to get her into foul trouble. So you're going to see a lot of charge attempts here tonight. On the other side, Coach Wilson said she realized that other players will have to step up. It can't be the Tierra Young show here tonight, especially with the Mean Green's aggressive defense. And it seems like they've been able to do that so far, right, Brian?
Yeah, they have, and Tierra hasn't been a big part of the offense so far. They've done a really good job just keeping everyone out of the paint, and right on cue, they can't contain her for too long. She is just too good. Her defense and her energy on the glass.
Jones hits a jumper. And SMU has hit back-to-back buckets. That's got to feel good. She came over with Coach Burton as well. Duncan spots up in the corner. Moore, the offensive rebound, and one by Jacqueline Moore, who is more than just a shooter. Reagan Bradley, 5th all-time in assists in SMU history. Extra pass to Tamia Jones. Corner 3, bottoms. Tamia Jones has been struggling over the last 3 games. Great to see her hit a deep shot Sunday. How do you think the poor start they had in that game translated to what they're doing here as Deani Robinson parries a 3? This Mean Green team just looks so much more focused.
Yeah, just focused from the beginning. And Coach Burton and his staff talked about the layoff. They didn't have a game for a full week, and sometimes that can be not always a good thing for you when it comes to your focus.
Robinson in the corner had 11 points in the 4th quarter, and the victory over Wichita State really came alive. Wooten, angle 3, she hits. The Mean Green cannot miss. Broken by the Mean Green, nearly thrown away. Robinson got it back, but Perry strips her again. And here comes Bradley. No numbers. Bradley up against Colonel, and she hits anyway. North Texas is a lot more deep than SMU is at this point in the season.
Yeah, they are, but I do think, and I know Coach Wilson probably may feel a little bit differently, but they've had so much experience. Their other young lady right there. My goodness.
You taught her that, right?
I did not. I can't take credit for that. But that was a beautiful acrobatic finish by Bradley, and she has really stepped up. Talk about someone else who's taken some of the scoring load. She's done a great job of that.
Colonel able to twist away from Young and tap one home to stop the 6-0 run. Tiara Young, over the last few games, has picked up more offensive fouls than defensive as Bradley gets to the spot inside again. Reagan Bradley with back-to-back big buckets.
They were playing some great basketball, and speaking of great basketball, the steal and the layup and one for Jacqueline Moore, her 2nd one of the day. First time off an offensive rebound, this time playing the passing lane, getting the deflection to a steal that they want to get done. So I think it does help them to be able to cover ground defensively and also be an attack. And there you see another 3 go in. Reagan Bradley.
SMU has woken up. Robinson off the glass, doesn't go, but Lampkin's so tough to hold inside, and that's why she's 4th in the nation in field goal percentage. She finishes so well. Points in the paint for North Texas, 6.
Nice
Make it 8 for SMU.
In this game.
North Texas threw the first punch. Several counters by SMU since. Out of the corner, the 3 no good, but Lampkin right there. I tell you, if you are not familiar with the name Tamisha Lampkin, get familiar. Read up, because she is one of the best posts in this league. Abdur-Rahim tipped out by Lampkin, stolen by Moore. Bouncer up to Robinson in transition for 2 at 4-1. Little pick and roll, and a nice job by Bradley, who has a couple assists here to Abdur-Rahim in the quarter.
With just under 4 minutes left in the 2nd quarter, North Texas leads 31-23 over SMU. And while we have 2 Dallas area rivals here tonight, we also have the battle of 2 friends. Coach Wilson and Coach Burton have known each other since back when Coach Wilson was at Prairie View and Coach Burton was at Texas State. But when Coach Burton received his first women's coaching job, he said one of the first people he wanted to sit down and talk to was Coach Wilson. So he sat down with her and picked her brain about basketball for about 3 hours, he said. And he said then they've grown that relationship over the years to become like a family. Coach Burton even brought his son to Coach Wilson's son's birthday party. And when I asked both coaches how they'll handle being friends here tonight, they both gave similar answers. They said, hey, we'll both root for each other in every single other game, just not for about 2 hours here tonight.
SMU or UNT, and she said to his credit, he's been able to do such a good job. He's gotten that opportunity.
Really nice pass out of the double team by Nanavia Hall, and 2 passes later, it's in the bucket from Abdur-Rahim.
It really well.
Oh, Lampkin, what a finish inside.
In this game, SMU must clean up the glass.
Nanavia Hall ready to shoot, the assist to Tamia Jones. They were on the floor with only 4 players for the final minute of the 2nd overtime. Abdur-Rahim dipping the shoulder. Good finish against Lampkin to make it a 4-point game. Lead, as you heard Bree say earlier, North Texas has not won here at Moody Coliseum since 1989. Moore lofts the free throw line jumper and hits Twan. Takes the screen, 3 to shoot. Bradley, tough shot. Back rim and no, and Colonel eliminates the miss. Up to Hardaway. Johnson in transition, off to Wooten. Reverse layup goes down. Wow.
Yeah, I spoke to Coach Wilson about what she'd like to see more in the second half, and she said we have to limit second chance points. She said it's unacceptable that North Texas has 11 offensive rebounds. They need to limit those second chance points. On the other hand, she is happy with Reagan Bradley. She said that she did need her to step up tonight. It couldn't be the Tiara Young show as we talked about before, but she does need to see more production on offense.
Screen set by Lampkin. Wooten on the drive, flips it up from the hip. What a shot by Desiree Wooten, who has 7 off the bench. North Texas has not won here since 1989. A cut to the cup by Colonel, and Colonel makes it an 11-point lead for North Texas. Lampkin draws defenders. Moore is just sitting there, ready for the mid-range jumper, and that's what she specializes in. Bradley, mid-range, around and off. Young has the rebound inside. Tough finish? No. Another one? Yes, this time.
He's been teaching the team how to sustain winning. He said it's one thing to win, but it's another thing to sustain it. He said we can't get comfortable. It takes a lot of focus. And in order to do that, they go by the motto, premium gas only. He said we have to hold each other to a high standard every single day. We can't be like the ordinary. Everybody has to be at their best. Premium gas only, John and Brian.
I do love that saying. I wonder where that comes from for Jason, because I've never sprung for the premium gas. I just don't do it.
Well, his point is, I think what he said at least, is if you have a premium sports car, then that's the only gas that you will put in your car because it's required.
I've never had one. I've always had minivans and random sedans. That's what I would be on the court. But this North Texas team, they feel like they are a premium sports car. And the youngster Brackens up the floor on the miss. Tamia Jones, the reach in, her first foul. And now North Texas runs. Robinson, baseline jumper is good off the assist by Colonel. Screen from Mallard. Robinson around Hall. 4 to shoot it. Deep 3 by Jacqueline Moore. What a shot by Jacqueline Moore. Yanavia Hall on the jump stop. Out for a three-pointer by Jaya Perry. Badly needed for SMU, and a timeout called by Toya Wilson to try to establish and keep some momentum here in Dallas. Robinson runs into a wall of defense, gets it off to Johnson. Anaya Johnson in and pays immediate dividends off a bench for North Texas that's outscoring SMU's bench in this one big time, 24-5. Hall, high post, dribbles it off of her foot, but it rolls right to Bradley. There's only 4 to shoot. Slithering through defenders, cupping it to the hole, and she's in double figures.
I think she must have heard you say she hadn't scored in the second half.
Moore to the bucket, twisting and turning and pirouetting for 2. Jacqueline Moore has been the player of this game with 15. SMU's just not been a very good half-court team this season, and they're trying to dial something up, but they reverse it out to Tamia Jones. A big 3 late in the shot clock by the senior from the Colony. Hardaway looking for Lampkin. Instead, Robinson, catch and shoot 3, and she nails it. Deani Robinson, a huge shot here at Moody. Mean Green just need to be solid down the stretch. Wooten to the cup, can't hit, but Lampkin is there on the twirl. So automatic when she's inside 6 feet. Comes up short. Moore had the rebound, but Bradley strips it away. Look what I found. And SMU down by 14. Tiara Young, tough night, but cuts to the glass for 2. Back to a 14-point game. Hardaway reverses it to Colonel. Colonel cranks the 3, and that may be a kill shot for Desiree Colonel in double figures with 10. Taking a look while they do, is it surprising that North Texas right now leads all American Athletic Conference women's basketball programs in the net rankings?
I would say no, only because they've had such a remarkable year. They've only lost 3 games. ECU was leading at one point in time. It kind of depends on the game and where things are, but no, it doesn't surprise me at all. I think Charlotte has been really good. Obviously, they lead the conference right now in the standings. That's what they care about the most. But the net ranking for those at home is a compilation of like strength and schedule and your results and how you do and whether you're playing at home or against a quad 1 or all these different things that factor into almost like the BCS formula, if you will, that helps them decide what teams should get at large selections for the NCAA tournament. This league typically not a league that gets the at-large without that team like last year. South Florida was able to get one. They were ranked in the top 25. They had an extremely high net rating. So that net rating is important for if you don't win the one bid championship in the league, still having a chance to earn an at-large bid. Although they don't love for mid-majors to get at-large bids.
Who's they, by the way?
They. It's the they, the infamous
exactly.
they.
If you can give me the names and numbers to they, I'd like to make a few phone calls as Chandler leans in and lays one home. And SMU comes away with a steal, Pitts,
and there you go.
Inside.
Points off turnovers.
I will say this AAC, it's a one-bid league for the NCAA tournament this season, it appears. But it's full of a lot of really quality teams in the middle. And so you're going to get a lot of WNIT teams, and you're going to have an outstanding conference tournament in Fort Worth. And I think Desiree Colonel is going to be one of the top players there.
Yeah, if you go back to last year in that Southland Conference that you did a great job calling, by the way, Desiree Colonel averaged 24 points and 12 rebounds in that tournament. It was the breakout of her career. She's a career 12.5-point-a-game scorer. And since that tournament, she's now turned into that player and stayed that player as she's come to North Texas. She averages 16 and some change. She leads this team in scoring. Remarkable road win for the rival. Able to beat SMU on the road.
North Texas Mean Green are victorious in Dallas for the first time since 1989. 12,461 days. The North Texas Mean Green win over SMU in Dallas. The final score, 76-61. Well, let's take a look at today's Simmons Bank Player of the Game. Simmons Bank, proud sponsor of SMU, member FDIC, and Jocelyn Moore, well, she did a little bit of everything, partner.
Yeah, you saw the steal for the layup. Here you see the mid-range. Here you see her stepping out from three. Scored at all levels of the game. Did it in transition. Did it off the bounce. Awesome effort by number 4 to be able to do it. There you see her on the glass.
And she is standing by with our Bree Sorensen.
The first time North Texas has won in Moody Coliseum since 1989. How hungry was this team to win here tonight?
Of course, our coach gave us a big pregame speech, but the biggest thing he said was 1989. He wrote it on the board. Every time out, he talked about it. Every day leading up to this game, he talked about it. So we knew how big it would be to come in here and get a win tonight.
Absolutely. And you guys had 16 offensive rebounds and held SMU to only 6. I mean, how impressive was that? And just how much hustle does that team have?
We have like 3 big keys to the game. One of them was to box them out, and of course, like, we like to score up O boards and transitions, so we knew if we boxed them out, we'd be good. We shot a lot of long threes, so it was easy for us to get a lot of rebounds, so we capitalized off those.
Coach Burton holds this team to such a high standard. He always says premium gas only. How is this team consistently able to live up to that standard every single game?
I mean, it's just the work we put in and day out. We have a super high standard in practice every day, whether it's shoot around or just shooting, like playing defense, everything we do. The coaches never let us like take it easy ever. So I think it shows in games when we come out and beat teams.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and congratulations. Back to you guys.
Well, like Taylor said on the 1989 album, now we got bad blood, and SMU is going to have an opportunity to go to North Texas and pick up the win in February. But today belonged to the Mean Green. And
Taylor as in Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah,
just want to make sure
exactly. So for Brian, Burton, Breanna Sorensen, our entire ESPN crew, this is John Liddle giving you the final score one more time from Dallas, where the North Texas Mean Green topped SMU 76-61. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of the American Athletic Conference and ESPN.